this, next they're going to come after you, right? So this lady is way in her country trying to tell American citizens to get out there basically and start protesting and standing up against Trump. Why? Because she's being affected. That's why she's doing this video. Now, this is the main reason why I made this video or made the live stream. Let me say the correct term. The status quo all over the world has been anti-black racism and white supremacy. And what I mean by white supremacy, I don't mean a Klan member. I mean the folks dominating every part of human activity globally. They can wield their power. They can put sanctions. They can do all kind of things to black folks, whether we live in their country or live in other countries, right? Okay. So they have been doing this for a very, very long time in the guise of a European unity. Peaches says Trump said he's going to be like Al Pacino and Scarface. I told you people. I told you don't F with me. Yeah. Trump is on that right now. So with European leaders worried that America is not going to be protecting them no more, Trump talked about putting on reciprocal tariffs on all these nations, and he even said the European Union has treated us real bad. So their relationship is breaking apart. It's beautiful because if you go now, you go to the African continent and you go to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso. They have kicked France out. Every day you looked up Senegal, they don't want France there, right? So every time you look up, now you're seeing France being booted out of the African continent, right? All this comes to being real good. So France gets kicked out of the African continent, slowly but surely, losing resources they can steal and siphon from France. They don't have the money basically to defend themselves like talking about. This is why that man was crying. You understand? These European countries isn't that big like talking about. And a lot of their population isn't as big even as the United States. We're talking about individual countries. So when the big dogs say, I'm kind of backing off, you're going to have to do some things on your own. I'm cool with Putin over there. So, hey, you either pay me what I want or you're going to have to deal with him. One of the two, right? Trump being real gangster about it. Now, as they argue, as they fall apart, even here in America, as you see Trump and them is unraveling all the corruption, and the corruption has been by them folks. When you hear about him laying off all these federal workers, yes, some of them will be FBAs, but the majority is them folks. As FBAs, we've been fired so many times, it doesn't even bother us. You'd be like, man, when I get my last check, man? Well, okay, I get my last check. Hey, you gonna pay me all my vacation, whatever the case may be. We've been fired because we are last hire, first fire. Now, the federal government has hired more FBAs than maybe the private sector because it's bigger, right? But the folks is crying about their federal jobs going away. The folks are feeling the pain that they have not felt, and it's just getting started. I'm telling you, folks who are listening right now, by the end of Donald Trump, you will finally understand what we were talking about for years. And I have no sympathy for any of you. You know why? Because for years, we have told you about this government. We told you about they doing a lot of fishy things with the money, and now it's all coming out. We told you, hey, just pay us reparations in the form of cash payments. Y'all said you don't need no reparations. You didn't have a slave, but yet you benefited from the system, and you're part of the $11 trillion wealth gap, right? You're part of that. But everything we told you about capitalism, gentrification, we told you about the environment, we told you about the militarized police, we told you these politicians ain't a piece of crap. They don't do nothing for nobody. We told you about the healthcare system. We told you all of it. We told you about the rent being too high. We told you about the bad food. We told you about everything, and you didn't listen to black folk. You didn't. So what's happening, during Joe Biden, you had it good during Joe Biden, even though you think you didn't. Joe Biden said that I'm coming in to set back the status quo. The status quo is dangerous and horrible for FBAs. Why? The status quo says black people be at the bottom. We continue the $11 trillion wealth gap. Okay? We don't close that whatsoever. That's the status quo. Black people are mass incarcerated for crimes that the folks commit with more time. That's the status quo, right? Black men and women like myself who are either we got a job or we entrepreneurs and we have to work 10 times harder. We don't get our just due. That's the status quo. Why would I support the continuation of the status quo in America and globally when it harms my people? Why would I do that? Now, so I know some of these Democrat shields will, but not those of us who actually have an awakened mind. You understand? And the folks have not felt no pain. See, Kamala Harris, if she'd have been in office, we would have felt the pain. That's it. And the rest of you would have been good. You'd have been so good. But this is why I am happy that Donald Trump is the president of the United States, because he has been equally giving out pain. And let's call it what it is. He ain't really been messing with us. Some of us lost some federal jobs, but in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't been messing with us. All this fraud and corruption and stealing the money, they don't even let us get close to the money like that. So you know good and well it's not us stealing the money, because they don't let black people around no money. Come on now. They don't let you around no money. These millions of dollars that's been going all over the place, it's not us. They may let one or two in there, but that's one or two. It's not the majority. The majority is them folks. And now some of them say, oh, well, one guy said, I voted for Trump and I lost my job. There's people that voted for Democrats and Biden and they got mass incarcerated. Or he put up the bill to mass incarcerate people. It happens, right? But what you're seeing right now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a good thing. We're living in a great time. And what's so beautiful is that these other groups need us out there. And because we're not out there, they're look, I'm going to say it, they're cowards. They're cowards because they rather us get on the front line and take the abuse so they can come behind and do their dirt. But when it's time for them to take the tear gas, when it's time for them to take the rubber bullets, when it's time for them to get slammed to the ground and beat with nightsticks and all kind of different things that happen to us, right? They don't want to go through that. They say, no, that's the position of FBAs. They supposed to sit up here and hold America together while we live good and benefit off of their suffering, off of their pain. And I'm so proud of FBAs right now. I'm proud of you. I'm proud that you are sitting down. I'm proud that you're like, I don't care what they do. They try to get rid of the Department of Education. So, and look at how we had a Department of Education the whole time, and look at how some of our schools are with our children. Some of our children have difficulty reading, but we've been having a whole Department of Education the whole time. Who cares? They're not going to teach black history. They haven't been teaching it right anyway. I don't care. I don't care if they teach black history. We're supposed to teach black history. It's our responsibility. Black history. Why would they teach our history the right way? It don't make them look good if they teach it the right way. So they give us a sanitized, milquetoast Black History Month. He just says Trump didn't really bother us his first term. They want us to take them folks' weapons and say them days are over. Yeah, Keisha. He really didn't. He didn't mess with us. He left us alone. Real talk. But these people are feeling the pressure, and this man haven't been in office not even a year. Y'all don't understand this. This man hasn't